Hey, this is such a fun segment. It's a locally based missions organization serving the vulnerable in the Dominican, and they're launching a movie kind of all about what they do.
Yeah, this is exciting. Today we're joined by Jack Easton, the executive producer, and Ben Weeks, an associate producer. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having us today, you guys.
Yes, we're excited. First of all, tell me about y'all's mission. The CUPS mission, what that is.
Yeah, CUPS mission started 14 years ago. You guys, I made a mistake and got on an airplane, went to the Dominican Republic. A lot of people think beaches and beautiful stuff, and that is there, but just off the coast, it's a different story. And I saw hundreds of kids literally in a garbage dump.
Wow.
And they were scavenging for food, living there. Rocked my world, flew home on the flight home. God just kind of impressed my heart. Coming home and doing nothing is not an option.
Yeah.
So we started feeding these kids, providing discipleship programs, basketball, teaching them a life skill, sewing and baking, and been doing that now for 14 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, because like you're saying, people go there for all the vacation and all the great things, but then when you see something that touches your heart like that, you have to do something about it. You feel empowered to do something about it, and this is how this film came about.
It is, yes. Started actually with Ben. Maybe he can share that. He jumped in and came down, volunteered, and said, I got to capture some of this, and created a documentary called C'est la Luz.
Yeah, so C'est la Luz is See the Light, and my heart was just captured by these kids. They gravitate to you, they grab your hand. You don't speak the same language, words don't matter.
But it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. So to tell the story of them seeing the light, coming from a village that's right beside a garbage dump, life transformation, seeing God work, that's what it's all about.
Man.
And I'm sure it empowers people that see it, but you working on it, it had to change some things in you too, putting all these pieces together.
Yeah, I tell everyone that if I can get at least an injection of the Dominican in my soul once a year, it lasts me for the year. Because those kids, they change your life.
Well, I love what you're doing, but this isn't an easy thing to do. I mean, everybody thinks, oh, we should, do a documentary on this. We should do it. I mean, from just the logistics, the filming to then what do you put in and how do you store it all? Like, tell me about that.
Well, it's a crazy story. Some people saw the documentary. Churches played it. Organizations. It won some awards. Got the attention of a film director named Trey Reynolds, who's the director of film for Sony at the time. Did movies like The Blue Miracle and The Forge recently came out at theaters.
Yeah.
And he contacted Ben and I and said, guys, I think there's a story here that needs to be told about really our founder, Mike Williams, who was a comedian, and he left all of his comedy. He had a big record deal back in the day, 14 years ago. He was the one on the ground that I met.
Right.
And Trey said, guys, there's a story here. So we're in the midst of casting right now. And actually, in less than 2 weeks, we'll be on the ground with pre-production and start to shoot the real story of how this thing started.
I mean, that's exciting too. And is there a way for us to, by watching this film, to give back to the CUPS mission?
Absolutely, yeah, thank you, Jamarcus. So rescuedmovie.com, you can just go there, and we'd love a team of just people to be encouraging us during the pre-production of the next few weeks, praying for us. If you want to find out how to jump on board, of course, cupsmission.com too tells all about what we're doing in the Dominican Republic.
Now, what's the Hallmark connection?
That's a little secret.
Okay.
We can't say it yet, but we think our lead actor, you see him a lot on Hallmark movies.
You may see him on another,
You've seen him in some other films that have been out recently, and so that deal may be closed today. So
something for us else to pray for, right? We like, we like very specific prayers. You know, those are the ones that get answered. So I think that that this is absolutely great. And what would you want to tell other people, because it's like, okay, I want to help, but gosh, I don't know if I can go and make movies and documentaries. But like, what's like little ways that people can get involved? It's true. Once you see something like that, you don't unsee it.
Yeah, of course, you could come down on a trip and see for yourselves. We have teams coming down all year long.
Right.
Last year, we had over 353 people from all over North America come, paint houses, hand out water, serve kids. It was great. You can do that, of course. And then you mentioned praying for this thing. This is our first jump into film work.
Yeah.
And we were kind of joking off camera a little while ago. We're like, maybe we can put Greenville, South Carolina on the map. LA's on the map in Atlanta, but how about Greenville, South Carolina? for film work. So we'll see what happens.
I think that's the next phase in Greenville's growth. I really do.
Yeah.
Because it has to. Atlanta and Charlotte being on the map too. So I think it's not a far-fetched dream, I don't think.
Yeah,
But thank you for the work that you guys are doing for this mission and of course for this story. We'll be sure to put all that at our website, but you can go to their website, rescuemovie.com, cupsmission.com. All will have all that information on there. And I'm signing up for an assignment. I want to go to the Dominican, so if you need a lowly reporter to come along with you,
there we go.
I volunteer too.
Yes, I know our church does a lot with teaching basketball to the. So that's a if you have a love for sports, it's a great time to get to do that and spread the good word. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all. All right, quick break, y'all. More YC right after the break.